EasterSwing in Seattle, Doug Silton, DougSilton.com from Portland, Oregon. Thank you for joining me at 11 a.m. for my Techniques That You Don't Know Yet workshop. So we started with hand grip, showed you the hand grip versus finger grip, where we took our hand flat onto our arm, kept our palm down, and sucked our fingers into a hand grip position. Then we connected with our partner, ring line to ring line. Jared is going to help me out with the 7 techniques that we talked about today. You're now following the starts. We started with a progressive hand, so the follower's hand is meant to punch into the leader's palm versus pushing into the leader's fingers, which can hurt. So from there, we went into working to and from the wrist. So the follower moves into the wrist, and I allow myself to absorb that energy. Then on the left side pass, moves into the wrist and moves away from the wrist, so we can share the slot together, so left side pass can turn into something else instead of saying, this is the left side pass, Jeremy, please do it. Then we had the neutral connection discussion, which simply said that once I leave my partner, I expect my partner to dance to the other side of the slot because you're very capable, and thank you for conversing with me because we are equals. From there, we went into our rib lead. So leaders, we allow our wrist to go to our ribs, our followers moving to and from our wrist, and we did the look hug technique. So halfway through our whip, 3 and 4, instead of going across to the other railroad track and staying in front of my partner, I turn my head to the right, I hug, and I send down the line, therefore give my partner the, to me, ultimate whip, and we can add to our acceleration or deceleration that way. From there, what did we talk about? Arm position for followers. Did we? Oh yeah, the underarm turn. Yeah, that's your question. That's right. Yes. So if they need a whip. So followers moving into our own wrist, moving away from our own wrist, moving into our wrist, moving away from our wrist. So we should never have this. This is 1980s whip that I am not following, but I'm doing, and an anchor that doesn't exist. So I move away from my wrist. Then the underarm turn. Leaders on beat 2, we were taking our follower and pushing the hand forward to do a quarter rotation. Followers comb their own hair, saves the rotator cuff, and I can travel down the line. We don't drop the arm until it naturally drops via gravity. From there we did, this is about losing the train of thought, crossing we did the low key. So following, leading, on the low key lead, follower knows who's passed by, and then on a regular height key, the follower knows to elevate shoulder, elbow, and go to closed position so that he can decide what's happening next, or we decide together. Then we did the low key again, where he can stop me on the hip, because I know I'm traveling sideways, and if he doesn't stop me, I continue going, and we did a cast out to exit that movement. And then we ended with, what was it? You wanted to help, this is what I'm doing. Pre-lead on 6, thank you. All right, so as a leader, if we have the right hand grip, we have the right stretch and extension. On beat 6 of my anchor, or the last step of the anchor, 5 and 6, I rotate thumb ring from noon to 2:30. When I release that on beat 2, it rotates my follower's hips a quarter turn, and that's how I personally use as my base to lead a whip and a double outside roll. Thank you, Seattle, for having me. Great group this morning.